So on today's episode of New Mexico Desert Classics, we're doing somewhat of a rarest of rare. So it's going to be a recurring segment on the channel, and it harkens back to my childhood in the Volkswagen scene when I always look forward to I forget if it was Hot VWs or VW Trends, one of the two, every year did a special issue on Rarest of Rare. So you'd have early aftermarket stuff, vintage split window options and all kinds of coolness, and I look forward to that every year. And I'm a car collector, but I really enjoy a lot of old parts as well, because to me it's almost as cool to have some one-off parts as it is to have a full-fledged car that takes up an entire garage spot and everything. So I like to collect wheels and other stuff. So when I saw an ad on a local website here in southern New Mexico, a little tiny town, for a air-cooled tachometer, air-cooled Volkswagen Tach, I knew I had to go take a look. So it was early COVID, and so I called the guy and said, "Look, I'll swing by and you know we'll take a look. I'll be masked up. You can be masked up, and we'll just figure it out." So I went. It was on my way to work. So I stopped by and he showed it to me, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get this, because air-cooled Tach, I wasn't sure what it came out of. I've since learned, obviously, it was manufactured in 1962, in July of 62. It's a Type 3 Tach. What makes it really rare is that red needle. So when I was driving to work that day, I called a local friend, a really good buddy who's a VW nut, and he knows his stuff. So I said, "Hey, I just picked up a Tach, and it's from a Type 3. And he's like, "Oh, cool." And he said, "So what color's the needle?" And I said, it's kind of orangey red, I think. And he's like, "Oh, wow, dude, you might really have something there, right?" So I looked into it, and come to find out, about 5 years ago was the last time I could find that one of these was sold. And it went for about $700. I didn't pay nearly that much for it, and it's not necessarily, it's everything I have is always for sale, as I turn over inventory to try to always do that paperclip flip up. So this one, I've had it advertised for a bit, but it's just really cool, and it's going to stay in the inventory until somebody needs it for the right project. So I figure value-wise, it's sitting somewhere between $800 and $1,000 right now. You can always tell when something is actually really rare when the aftermarket industry has picked up on it. So these are so hard to find and so sought after that ISP West actually makes a repop version of this, and the repop sells for, I don't know, $300-400, something like that. So to be able to find an original the guy had a Type 4 a Type 3 when he was in Europe, and he wrecked it in the 80s and stripped out some parts and brought him back to southern New Mexico, and they've been sitting in his shed ever since. So I'm just lucky to have this one in the inventory. So if you're interested in it, obviously drop us a note. If you just need it for that project. We did hook it up to a low light Gia, and so I can tell you it works. But I just really dig the rarest of rare. So if you have anything out there, drop us some comments about what you have, where you found it, and tell us the story. We'd love to hear it. Again, give us a like, a subscribe, and hit that notify button so that when we drop new content, you get that ding from YouTube.